Hello, my name is Dave Karasik. I'm your Chevrolet Business Development Manager for Eastern part of North Carolina. I've got some exciting information for you that I wanted to share, and when talking to your management team, I thought this would be one of the best ways to do it. Not sure if you're aware of this, but right now you've got customers that you know that are in market for a new vehicle, and I want to talk to you about how you can find that customer, and some background on how we gather that data, and then how you can harvest it into sales. So are you wondering when the up bus is making its next stop out in front of the dealership? Let's take a few minutes and let me introduce you to GM Playbook and show you how to data mine, quite literally, your own customers. And while we're doing this, obviously added incremental sales and money to your. When I first started in the automotive business, the only set of data that I ever looked at was my commission check. And I always went to my dealer and I was like, look, how do I make more of this? He said, you got to work harder. Well, 20 years later, data is everything, and it actually drives a dealer's profitability and their individual sales effectiveness. As you guys know about Facebook, there was an article that was put out several months ago about all the creepy things Facebook knows about you. Facebook knows more about your personal life than you probably realize. As part of the company's increasingly aggressive advertising operation, Facebook goes to great lengths to track you across the web. They compile a list of personal details about every user that includes major life events and general interests. Think about this. When I personally use Facebook and travel to my dealerships, I check in at every store, so they know where I travel to. I check in at home, where I eat. I've tagged my significant other as being my girlfriend. Um, it knows what I like and what I don't like based on what I like. Hit the little blue thumbs up on in Facebook, etc. By compiling all this information, the social media giant can begin to make conclusions about whether you're likely to be a parent, whether you're likely to be married, an expat, or even intend to buy a vehicle. And they actually sell you as a target to some advertisers. Along with the expected age, location, gender, generation, etc., that you would expect Facebook to know, there's also some very relevant information that they collect and are able to extrapolate that's relevant to our business. They actually claim to be able to find those users that plan to buy a car, what kind of car they plan to buy, users who bought auto parts and accessories, users that need auto parts and accessories, how old their current car is, how much money they're likely to spend on the next car, and even where they're likely to purchase it. The great news about this is GM has started to compile the same kind of data and made it available to you. I want to find your best opportunities with Dealer Playbook. Playbook uses a powerful set of data to provide a detailed picture of all your what we call BNSR. And those are your customers that bought their vehicle new from you and they still retain them. Bought new, still retained. So that customer base, you can directly connect with customers who are in market and likely to buy. And once you know this information, you can tailor your conversation and your offer based on what's relevant to them. We actually measure over 1,600 different data points to build our propensity models. We use data like OnStar, dealer service, the purchase history, and hundreds more little data points that we extrapolate some really interesting metrics from. Using that data, we're actually able to build a propensity to purchase model. The data we analyze is based on prediction models. We predict a customer's 6-month purchase window. They could be ready to make a decision right now, or they may have actually just started their search, or anywhere in between. We've actually been able to call customers, and I've heard conversations personally where the business development representative or the salesperson picks up the phone, starts making conversations with a customer that they sold once before, and the customer actually tells them, we were just watching a Chevrolet ad last night on TV, and we really like the look of the new Equinox. It's amazing the type of stuff that we find out. Also, one of the things you want to keep in the back of your head is be prepared to follow up with these customers to build incremental sales over the next 6 months. Because it's a purchase window, I can tell you that right now, a certain set of your customers are in market to buy a car over the next 6 months. Like I said, I don't know if we're on month 1 or month 6, so it's going to be up to you to stay in touch with these customers and find until they actually are pulling the trigger. Remember, these customers bought from you. They know you. There's already a relationship started. So you really got the leg up on the competition. We break our customers into three different categories. The first is in market favoring GM. These customers like GM and GM vehicles. You may have to reintroduce yourself from the dealer and the dealership, and it's important to sell the why buys from you and your dealership, because while they are loyal to GM, they not necessarily may be loyal to you. It may actually have been some time since they last spoke to you, depending on how your follow-up has been. So we want to make sure that we reintroduce our customers into our sales process and spend a lot of time talking to them about why buy from your Chevrolet store and from you. They already know the product. They love the product. We don't have to talk product. We just have to tell them the benefits of doing business with you. The second set of customers are customers that are in market favoring the competition. These customers are still connected to GM, but for some reason they're leaning towards a competitor brand or model. It may be that the husband drives a Silverado, the wife's always driven a Toyota Camry. And so the next purchase they're considering is replacing her Camry. They may be leaning towards Toyota or another import. So it's important that not only do we need to cover why buy from you, but we also need to talk about why our products are better than the competition. This is going to take some general time and a little bit of inquiries as to what vehicle they're planning on replacing, and make sure that we have good communication with them over the next couple of months. The third bracket that we track is in market and undecided. These customers are connected to GM, feel GM cannot fill all their needs, so they're also looking for information on the makes and models. These customers crave information about their vehicles and about your dealership so they can make an informed decision. They're not swaying one way or the other. They're really looking for something to stand out. So it's our opportunity to not only provide great customer service, but great product knowledge to these customers to make sure that we communicate all the benefits of doing business with us and why our products are the top of the line. Some of the information that'll be included on your customer list that you're about ready to receive is everything from their name, address, city, state, zip, obviously. An HH number, we call that a household match. That number denotes the number of Chevrolets, or excuse me, the number of GM vehicles that are in their garage. They may have only bought one GM car from you, but they may own several GM models. So if they're on your list, if they're on your list once, then that HH and that HH equals 2. That means they bought one car from you and one car from a competition. If they're on your customer list twice and the HH equals 2, then they bought both their cars from you, and it's pretty safe to say that you've got a great relationship with them. Obviously, we have emails and phone numbers. We have the complete Chevrolet Malibu or the make model, and the entire VIN number is going to be there for you. Also going to have delivery date. So you can go and actually talk to your customer and say, hey, I was just thinking about when you bought your car in April of 2013. Man, that was a great day. It was April 1st. I remember, and talk to them about their experience a little bit. The in-market indicator is in-market favoring GM. Again, it could say in-market favoring competition or in-market undecided. The OnStar column that's on your list will be whether or not they have an active OnStar account. Studies have shown that customers with either a trial or an active customer paid active OnStar account are very loyal to GM and likely to purchase again. Are they part of your preferred owner program at the dealership? Let you know about that. If your dealership offers any kind of sales incentives or points towards a purchase on their preferred owner program, then it's a good opportunity to take advantage of that. The last contact date and the date sent. That is Chevrolet contacts working in the background to help keep your dealership's name in front of your customers. That's just when we sent it and what we sent. The loyalty score is the service loyalty, low, medium, and high, to be three stages of it. That's That's a measurement of how often and what kind of services they've been doing with your service department. Like a life cycle stage, again, is a service metric. It measures how well they take care of their car. Customers traditionally in my car and old car, or excuse me, old car and a car segments tend to trade more often than customers in new car or my car. The last time they visited service, how far they live from the dealership, and of course your name will be there. And the employee indicator is an indication of whether they qualified for any GM supplier programs or employee purchase programs. That's a true GMS or GMU purchase. Orphan owners. For some of you newbies out there, you may not have any customers in the database just because you just haven't had enough time on the sales floor to develop it. So instead of getting a customer list of your own, you be handled a customer list of customers that were sold by a salesperson that is no longer working with you or may have been promoted to one of the management positions. Call and introduce yourself as the new car guy or car gal. Log your calls in the CRM and follow up, follow up, follow up. So happy hunting. Just want to, if I could be any of assistance in your quest, feel free to call, text, or email me. My contact information is below. And thanks for taking 10 or 11 minutes out of your time and learning about GM Playbook. I look forward to hearing from you, and go sell them all.